Pope John XXIII, leader of the Catholic Church, does something altogether unexpected. He announces the 21st Ecumenical Council in Rome, Italy, an event which would become known worldwide as Vatican II.
Welcome back, folks. Many of you know that Henry Kinley claimed that his 1961 book, God, the Archetype, Original Pattern of the Universe, was directly responsible for Pope John XXIII to call a 21st Ecumenical Council held in Rome, convening in 1962. We're going to take a closer look at this claim, and we're also going to hear later in the program from an IDMR member who was there at that meeting.
Right, Cliff. Henry Kinley claims that his book, God, the Archetype, Original Pattern of the Universe, being sent out to ecclesiastical and political leaders around the world, has brought the world to its knees. He believes he was the cause of the Ecumenical Council. At least that's what he tells people. But we're going to take a look at exactly when that Ecumenical Council was called, and then that's going to straighten that out.
Let's read what Henry Kinley believes the effect of his book had on the political and ecclesiastical world in the second edition of his work.
By Henry Clifford Kinley, D.D., Ph.D. Doctorate of Divinity, you're actually supposed to have a bachelor's degree or maybe even a master's degree from an actual university, and then the rest of it's issued honorably. The Ph.D. is allegedly from Fisk University, but many people have even gone there in person. They've called, they've written letters. Fisk University claims they have no record of ever issuing Henry Kinley an honorary Ph.D.
Great points, Tom, but we got bigger fish to fry.
Thanks, Cliff. I'll skip down. The first edition Elohim Archetype Original Pattern of the Universe had a profound impact upon the religious organizations of the world, and furthermore, it shook the political kingdoms and raised the eyebrows of medical and scientific hierarchy to the extent that the ecumenical councils were called. Councils? Plural? There was only one ecumenical council in any of our lifetimes or his. I don't know what he's talking about here, but he's saying councils. And religious dialogues were begun. Political leaders stepped down, etc.
Okay, so Kinley claims that his 1961 book is the reason why the Ecumenical Council was called in 1962. But the Roman Catholic Church record is that it was first announced in 1959 to be...
Whoa, Cliff, so if Pope John XXIII announced the Ecumenical Council in 1959, then that means it had absolutely nothing to do with Kinley's book whatsoever. That book didn't come out till 1961.
Uh-oh.
That's creepy.
But he's leading people to believe that he's the cause of this.
Yes, he did.
Okay, this is huge. All right, this is a big deal.
Greg, play the rest of the tape so we can get to Don Dorner's interview.
Here you go,
On
Cliff.
January 25th, 1959, a group of cardinals gathered together in the Basilica of St. Paul's outside the walls for the Day of Prayer for Christian Unity. It was here, at the very end of the service, that Pope John made his announcement, first revealing his intention to hold a new ecumenical council in the coming years.
Okay, folks, so we got that clear. January 25th, 1959 was when the Ecumenical Council was first planned. Therefore, Henry Kinley's claim that his book caused them to call the meeting is not true. We're going to show an interview with Don Dorner, IDMR member who was at the Ecumenical Council in 1962 as a witness, claims that he saw the textbook on the Pope's lap. Let's look at this top paragraph really quick and lead us into that.
The first edition was published in the fall of 1961 and was sent to Pope John XXIII with an open letter to many religious, political, and scientific leaders throughout the world, asking them to send us their appraisal of this work, whether constructive or destructive. It was our intention to publish these comments in the second edition, but none of them replied in any fashion to our challenge. Okay, I think it's because none of them bothered to read it. You sent this book to them unsolicited. They don't have time to look at this. They didn't care.
Tom, what most people don't even realize is that if you send something to the Pope, it doesn't go directly to him. It's a team of mail sorters that look through everything, and then you decide if it's something they should even pass along to the Pope.
Right. Same would be true for the president, a king, a queen, any of that. You're not going to send these people something directly that they're going to pull out of the mailbox themselves. No, this stuff is screened, okay? So your Books of Mormon, your Watchtower magazines, copies of the Quran, all kinds of crazy stuff is sent to these kind of people. And most of it goes right into the garbage. Kinley had a good book. I like the book, but I highly doubt the Pope ever had his hands on it. Doesn't even know who Kinley was, I'm sure.
Yes, it would be a miracle, Tom. Well, let's take a look at our interview with Don Joyner, an IDMR member who said he was at the Ecumenical Council.
Yeah, I just want to ask, when you were in the conference, in the Ecumenical Conference, did you see our textbook?
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe I did, because the first edition had a black cover on it, hard black cover. And he had a black covered book on his lap.
What? This is it? This is what they're basing all this on? The rumor was somebody saw the textbook at the Ecumenical Council. This is it? A black covered book on the Pope's lap? Do you know how many black covered Bibles there are? How about the Missal? That comes in black also. Could have been an atlas, could have been anything.
I tried to warn you, Tom. I'm speechless.
These people are nuts. Absolutely insane.
When he was in the altar, sitting on the altar, when the bishops and cardinals came up there, and he said,
I'm through with it, man.
that
I want my money back.
he understood, or said that
It's insane.
the Bannerman, with the children, he had two things he was going to say, but he couldn't tell them about the third.
The third secret.
Yeah, the third secret, right.
Not a very convincing story, Don.
And so I could only surmise from what I saw. He didn't say he put the book up and opened it up and showed everybody. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying he had it on his lap. And I only surmised that that was the book that Dr. Kinley had sent to him, or IDMR had sent to him, because they had sent out a ton of books at that time to various dignitaries and things like that all over the world, and I think they still do. But yeah, that's what happened there.
Okay. I appreciate this.
Well, what do you think?
I think that guy is nuts. I think the guy who was interviewing him is nuts. I think anybody who believes any of this is nuts.
Folks, we'll be back after the break.